Hello, investors and future investors. Welcome back to the channel. How many people really know their cost of living? Out of those that do know, how are they using this information to get ahead in life? Today's video will answer that question and lots more. Whether you're a student, a young professional, or someone planning for retirement, understanding your cost of living is essential for financial planning and making informed decisions. In this video, we'll also guide you through the process of calculating your cost of living step by step. So grab a pen and paper and let's get started. Welcome to Investment Gains. Firstly, let's define what we mean by cost of living. Your cost of living is the amount of money needed to sustain a certain standard of living, including basic expenses such as housing, food, transportation, healthcare, and other necessary expenditures. Calculating this figure is crucial for budgeting and ensuring financial stability. To determine your cost of living, you need to break down your expenses into categories. The main categories include housing, utilities, transportation, groceries, healthcare, insurance, debt payments, and miscellaneous expenses. By categorizing your spending, you can gain a clearer picture of where your money is going. The next step would be to track your expenses. You can do this by documenting all your expenditures over a set period. A month is ideal. However, if you're new to this, I would highly recommend that you capture all your expenses on a weekly basis until you have gotten accustomed to this task. Then you can consider doing it on a monthly basis. This can include bills, groceries, dining out, and any other spending. There are various tools and apps available that can help streamline this process. The key is to be thorough and honest about your spending habits. Check the link in description below for a free expense tracking spreadsheet. Fixed expenses. Now let's break down these categories, starting with fixed expenses. These are costs that remain constant each month, such as rent or mortgage payments, insurance premiums, and subscription services. Add up all your fixed expenses to get a baseline for your necessary monthly spending. Remember, fixed monthly expenses means necessary expenses, variable expenses, and discretionary spending. Moving on to variable expenses and discretionary spending. Variable expenses can fluctuate month to month, such as utilities or grocery bills. Discretionary spending includes non-essential items like entertainment, dining out, and hobbies. These categories may require some estimation, but it's crucial to be as accurate as possible. Remember, variable expenses and discretionary spending changes from time to time, so one can only estimate and budget accordingly for these types of spending. Let's move on to the next category for understanding your cost of living: emergency fund and savings. Always remember to set aside emergency funds and savings. This is just as important a factor to your cost of living as the previous examples. Allocating a portion of your income to savings is essential for financial security. This can include an emergency fund, retirement savings, and other long-term goals. By factoring these into your cost of living, you're ensuring that your financial future is accounted for. I can't stress enough the importance of having cash on hand for unexpected circumstances, which can really hinder your progress to financial freedom if you're not prepared. Compare your income versus your expenses. By now, you should have a clear understanding of your expenses. It's time to compare them to your income. Your income should always, and I repeat, always be able to cover your cost of living comfortably, with some room for savings and unexpected expenses. If your expenses exceed your income, it may be time to reassess your budget and make necessary adjustments. When making adjustments to ensure that your expenses are lower than your income, you should consider two factors. Firstly, you can reduce your expenses, and this will definitely help out with your situation. Unfortunately, one can only reduce their expenses to a certain point before they start to become uncomfortable, which brings me to factor number 2. Increase your revenue. There are several ways to increase your revenue. Here are 2 ideas. Create a side hustle or get a second job. We have several videos on this topic, so I will not go into detail. Check out links in description below. My favorite side hustle is options trading. Now that you have determined your expenses and compared it to your income, it's now time to create budgeting strategies that will put you on the correct path to your financial future. Budgeting strategies. Let's talk about some budgeting strategies. Creating a budget is a fundamental step in managing your cost of living. Consider the 50 by 30 by 20 rule. Allocate 50% of your income to necessities, 30% to discretionary spending, and 20% to savings. Adjust these percentages based on your financial goals and priorities. Another budgeting strategy that you can incorporate would be the 70 by 20 by 10 rule. Although less popular, it can still be used for individuals that are on very low incomes. It's now time to add the last step to understanding your cost of living. And if you've made it this far into the video, go ahead and hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. Review and adjust. Regularly review and adjust your budget. Life is dynamic and your financial situation may change. Whether it's a salary increase, unexpected expenses, or changes in priorities, be flexible and update your budget accordingly. This ensures that your financial plan stays relevant and effective. Additional considerations. Before we conclude, let's touch on a few additional considerations. Factor in inflation when projecting future expenses. Keep an eye on changing market conditions and be prepared to adapt your financial plan. Lastly, seek professional advice if needed. Financial advisors can provide valuable insights tailored to your specific situation. Do not underestimate the power of a financial advisor, but do try your best to find one that has a fiduciary duty to their clients. Conclusion. Now let's summarize. In order for you to understand your cost of living, a few factors need to be taken into consideration. Firstly, determine your expenses, then calculate your revenue. The next step would then be to compare your revenue to expenses, and if your expenses are higher, then you will need to take action immediately. Take action by using budgeting strategies that will assist you to divide and use your income to cover your cost of living. Lastly, you will need to periodically review and adjust your budget based on your current situation. Remember, understanding your cost of living is one step towards achieving your financial goals. If you made it this far, that means you found this video helpful. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more valuable content, and share it with anyone who might benefit. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep pushing your investments.